with Read to Me, Mrs. C. Learning through reading is fun. Yippee! So let's open a book and we'll have an explore. The more that we read will mean you're learning more. Well, hello there, my friend, and welcome back to Read to Me, Mrs. C. I have a great Valentine story to read today. All right, let's get started reading now. Well, my friend, we're off to another Valentine's Day experience. Today we're reading Pete the Cat. Valentine's Day is Cool by Kimberly and James Dean. Published by HarperCollins. And here's a note from the author. Pete the Cat thinks Valentine's Day isn't cool. That is, until he realizes how many special cats there are in his life. Join Pete the Cat on this awesome Valentine's Day adventure. It was the day before Valentine's Day, and Pete was riding his skateboard home when he saw his friend Callie. She was holding a big red heart that said, Love. Have you finished your Valentine's Day cards? Asked Callie. No, Valentine's Day is not cool, Pete said. Oh, Pete, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. It's a day to tell people how special they are to you, Callie insisted. Pete skated on, but something in the back of his mind told him Callie might be right. My friends, what do you think? Do you think it's a special day? By the time Pete got home, he had decided that Callie was right about Valentine's Day. So he got out his pencils, paper, crayons, and markers and sat down at the kitchen table. First, Pete started to work on a card for his friend Larry. Pete made several cards with big red hearts, but he was not happy about his work. Pete wanted to make the perfect cards for every cat in his class. I'll never get all these cards done in time, Pete told his mom. Pete's mom smiled. Just do your best, she said. Just tell Larry why he is cool. There is something cool about every cat. My friend, I agree with Pete's mom. It really isn't about having the perfect card, is it? It's about showing that you care. So, Pete got back to work. He thought hard about what was cool about Larry. His card says, To Larry, Happy Valentine's Day, from Pete. Perfect, Pete said. The next day, Pete and Callie waited for the bus together. I decided you were right. Valentine's Day is cool. That's awesome, Callie said. By the way, I am having a Valentine's Day party at my house after school, if you want to come. The bus pulled up then, and Pete and Callie got on. Mr. Ted, the bus driver, smiled and said good morning. But as soon as they were in their seats, Pete put his head in his paws. What's wrong? Callie asked. What do you think is wrong with Pete? Make a prediction now. I forgot to make a card for Mr. Ted, he cried. Then Pete thought, But I can make him an awesome card before we get to school. Pete pulled out a piece of paper and colored pencils from his backpack. He began to draw. Happy Valentine's Day! Thanks for picking us up every day for school, Pete and Callie said as they handed Mr. Ted his Valentine. Well, thank you, Mr. Ted told them. You just made my day. My friend, isn't it really fun to see how Callie and Pete are getting into the spirit of Valentine's Day? It is so great when you spread joy to another. It's kind of magical, in fact, because you give another person happiness and they feel good, and then you too feel good making somebody else happy. All right, let's get back to the story now. What about Mrs. Gold, the crossing guard? We need to make her a Valentine too, Pete practically shouted. Let's do it, Callie said. Let's make Valentines for everyone. Pete and Callie got super busy making cards for everyone. After school, Pete went to Callie's party. He rang the bell. Oh, and then he froze. Callie opened the door only to find her friend in a panic. What's wrong, Pete? Oh, I forgot something very important, Pete admitted. What? Callie asked. I just realized I forgot to make a card for you, Pete said. That's okay, Pete. Cards are just a way of showing you care. Hanging out with you? That's way better than any card. This is the best Valentine's Day ever. My friend, I hope you enjoyed this Valentine's Day story as much as I did. Valentine's Day is a special day when you can tell people that you care about how much you care about them. Okay, my friend, if you haven't subscribed to this page, I hope you do. And if you like this story, share it with a friend and push the like button. Okay, until I see you again, you can help me say it. Oh, you're making me all bubbly and happy, just like it is Valentine's Day. Keep on reading. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Love, Pete.